So today I'm going to be doing a side-by-side comparison of two milk makers. This is the Nama M1 and this is the Almond Cow. I've had the Almond Cow for the past almost 2.5 years, about 2.5 years, and the Nama M1 is something I've had for a few months. They're both amazing machines. I love my Almond Cow. The Almond Cow I think works better than the Nama J2 juicer in terms of making nut milks because this is a milk maker. But ever since I started using the Nama M1 is incredible. The milk quality is definitely that for a matcha latte, a chai latte, very barista style oat milks, plant-based milks, almond milks, very flavorful, very creamy. It's just been such a game changer when it comes to nut milks. The Almond Cow is great too. It's just not as powerful as the Nama M1. You can definitely tell they look different. So I'm gonna show you that side-by-side comparison so you know which one works best for you and makes sense for your budget. Almond Cow is about half the price of the Nama M1. So keep that in mind as well. What I like about using these two milk makers versus using the Nama J2 juicer or using a blender is that you don't have to soak your oats or your nuts that you're using to make plant-based milks. When you're using the Nama J2 juicer, you do have to soak the nuts and the oats. If you don't soak the nuts, it can damage your juicer, and if you don't soak your oats, it can create a paste-like that can get stuck in your juicer and makes it hard to take apart. It can also damage it. So with the Nama M1 and the Almond Cow, you don't have to soak any nuts, almonds, cashews, oats. You don't have to do any of that. It saves you a lot of time. Also, with both of these machines, you can make nut milks in up to a minute. I will say if you're using the Almond Cow, you will need to maybe run 2 cycles on this in order to get a creamier milk. You also don't want to go too long, especially with oat milk, because it will make it slimy. So keep that in mind when it comes to the Almond Cow. I will be doing a cup of oats in each machine and 2 dates, and I will be doing 4 cups of water in the Nama M1, and in the Almond Cow I'll be doing 5 cups of water. And that's because with the Almond Cow there is a max and minimum line in terms of how much water you should have in here, and for the minimum line it's about 5 cups of water. So that's why I have the 5 cups of water in order to meet the requirements to make the nut milk in this. But for the Nama M1 I am doing 4 cups of water. Make sure the water is cold when doing oat milk. That prevents it from getting slimy. By taking the lid off the Nama M1 so you can see the components. Here's the filter basket and blender component for the Nama M1. Here is the filter basket and blender component for the Almond Cow. Here are the filter baskets. This is the filter basket for the Nama M1. Here's the one for the Almond Cow. You can see the size difference, how they look. This one is definitely not as heavy duty as this one. They feel different, their size is different. So just side by side of the filter basket. So the blender on this one is definitely more heavy duty. You can tell the size of this one versus the size of this one. This one is bigger, this is more heavy duty, flimsier this one is. And another thing to keep in mind too with the Almond Cow is you have to make sure you lock it properly. It doesn't make a click, you just won't be able to move it anymore. If you don't lock this properly, the blade will shred up your filter basket. So this is just the heavy duty, so it's very simple. It's pretty much foolproof. It's very user-friendly. Not that this one isn't, but again, I've seen the issue where people accidentally shred up their filter baskets with this. Next, we will go to the liquid component. This is where you would add your liquid, your water, your vanilla extract. All liquids go in this. There's a max minimum line in there. This is the component for your water for the Nama M1. This is plastic. This is definitely more heavier. You can see just this components here for the high power blender component on this. And then for here, this is just that because the motor is on here versus the motor being down here. Put this here, you lock it. The way both of these machines work is that they blend, but it strains at the same time, but it leaves it creamy and smooth compared to using a blender, which can be time consuming. You gotta use the nut milk bag. And when you use the Nama J2, it leaves it more watery. Like, it does get all the almond out, but it leaves it more watery. It's not as creamy. It's a lot of a lighter milk compared to the creaminess that you get with these machines. We'll go ahead and get started by loading the ingredients in our milk makers and go from there. So I'm gonna add a cup of oats, and then I have the 2 dates in here for the Nama M1. I'm just gonna add it. The Almond Cow, since it is smaller, I'm gonna just break up the 2 dates just a little more to help it out blend a little better. We have the filter basket, 2 dates, and then you gotta tilt it like this in order to lock it. And it's locked. Water and the Almond Cow. I'm gonna go ahead and add 4 cups of water in my Nama M1. So this is what it looks like above in the Nama M1. You can see here, this is where all the dry ingredients are. Then the liquid goes through that, but then it also goes around it. And then here is what it looks like in the Almond Cow. Are gonna insert this, and then this gets soaked with water. I forgot to use my mic. I need to get better at using my mic. All right, so both of them are set up. I will start them at the same time. Again, I'll set this to a minute because this one has a cycle of a minute. Start both of these at the same time and then move out of the way so you can see. All right, so they're both done with their 1-minute cycle. I love watching the process of the almond milk being made. That's why I also love juicing with my Nama, because you can watch the process as it happens. So the Almond Cow is done. It ran its cycle, a minute, that's it. There's one more step to this, and it is the pulp. So it says open spout. All I'm gonna do is open the spout, and then it's gonna just do a cycle, gets a lot of the liquid out of the pulp. And that's it. So you can see that the Almond Cow was already done at the minute. That was it. With the Nama M1, it ran for a minute, but then it spins to get the liquid out of the pulp, which is super important because it makes it easier to use the pulp for recipes. Overhead look, this is what the foam looks like on the Almond Cow, and then this is what the foam looks like for the Nama M1. You can definitely tell this one is darker and creamier looking. This one is lighter. You can see the pulp all lined up on the wall of the filter basket here. And the pulp for the Almond Cow is all inside the filter basket. So this is the pulp in the Almond Cow. I will go ahead and set it out here. You do need to cut up your dates more if you want them more blended in. Move on. You spin it like this. And this is the pulp for the Nama M1. So you can see here, this is the pulp. The Nama M1 pulp is easier to use in recipes just because it does get a lot of that liquid out. It's not that it's not sticky, but the consistency is better for this compared to the pulp here in the Almond Cow. It's a lot more sticky. This is great for overnight oats, so if you want to put this in your overnight oats, you can. This is a side-by-side comparison. Almond Cow pulp, and then this is the Nama M1 pulp. This one is more flavorful. Husband's not here, but I know he would also pick this one. There is a difference in taste for sure. This one tastes creamier, it's more flavorful. This one is creamy too, but not as flavorful as the Nama M1, but it's also creamy. Again, not as creamy as the Nama M1. Both of these machines are really great. Again, Almond Cow is a great machine, but I have to say the Nama M1 is the winner. It tastes the best, it's more flavorful. The design is better than the Almond Cow, the warranty as well. So things to keep in mind. The big downside would be the price. In terms, this is almost twice the price of the Almond Cow, but this is a high quality machine. I do see this lasting longer than an Almond Cow as well. So again, it just depends what your preferences are, what your needs are, what you're looking for, but definitely an investment if you love nut milks, oat milks, plant-based milks, and you go through a lot during the week. This one would be the best option because you can really make really good barista coffee shop style drinks with this milk maker. I hope this video was helpful in deciding between the Nama M1 and the Almond Cow. As always, all my discount codes are linked in my bio. Don't forget to follow me on all my other social media platforms, Juicy Juicing J. And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe and follow for more.